Hello and welcome to Sons of Olympia. I'm George.
And I'm Matt. And we're brothers.
And our parents are Olympians.
Yes, we are the sons of Olympian parents who have failed to fulfill their genetic potential.
And like all underachieving children, we've decided to start a podcast. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Sons of Olympia, where we're going to be looking at some of the best, the biggest sporting events, including the extreme, the popular, the bizarre, and the downright ludicrous mass participation sporting events. We're going to be talking about the bizarre, the bewildering, all of that for the nuttiest of UK athletes. But first, if you enjoy listening to our podcast, be sure to give us a follow, give us a review. It really does help the podcast out. Like, we've had some great ones recently, Matt. I'm not sure if you've seen these reviews over on Apple from our good friend Carlos, who said, the find of 2026 so far, tremendous stuff. And then he added, I hope this takes off in a big way.
Wow. I'm
well,
blushing.
You know what, Carlos?
I'm blushing, Carlos.
We do too. And there was another one, Johnny Jono. Who doesn't like chewing the fat about sports? Laugh out loud funny when you're not expecting it. Keep up the good work, chaps.
Wow.
So,
cheers, Jono.
Great reviews coming in. Keep them coming, everybody.
Great reviews, too.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, we will.
They are glowing, if I do say so myself.
And we are not related to Carlos. We are not related to Jono.
No.
Which I think is even more fantastic.
Yes. Let's go. So, yeah, please give us a follow, give us a review. Really helps us out. And then before we get to today's episode, we've got a bit of a favour because this is number 19, which means next week, the big 2-0. We're no longer teens. We're in 20 episodes. That's 20 episodes uploading every single week, which I think is pretty impressive. So we are going to try our first ever Q&A episode. So if you have any questions for the pod, we want to hear them.
We're really putting ourselves out there with this request. If episode 20 is a short one, please. I mean, questions can be anything.
Absolutely
anything sport related. Well, actually, it doesn't even need to be sport related. If you want to get a question even to mum and dad, we can be the middlemen in that exchange. So, please do fire away. How would they submit a question, George?
That's a great question. Well, there's many ways. You can comment on this very episode if you're watching on YouTube or in Spotify. There is a comment feature, so please do drop them in, or on our social media at Sons of Olympia Pod, or we even have an email address. That's sonsofolympiapod@gmail.com. Send in your questions, and we can't wait for episode 20. Whew. So, questions. Here's a question for you, Matt. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. If not a little bit fatigued, I would say.
Yeah.
I guess this is coming out a little bit later than our normal schedule, and I must put my hand up. Look, I was at a wedding in France. What am I to do? What a tough life I lead. But so I'm a little bit fatigued from my travel and my boozing, also from my lawn games. So turns out I'm a massive fan of lawn games. You go to these weddings, you get a giant Jenga, a big Connect 4. Sometimes they're not usually picked up, but at this wedding, they did have those actually. But they also had a few other ones that I'd not played before. And turns out I actually want to turn professional at. So, have you heard of sling hole?
Sling hole? No, I don't think I have.
Sling hole, very simple. You have a little slanted bit of wood propped up with a hole in. Get yourself 5 or 6 beanbags. I actually don't know what the exact amount is.
I do know this.
And from a set distance back, I'm sure there's some rules, lob the beanbags in a hole.
Simple, guys. Put the beanbag in the hole.
I mean, you can really make this fun, get a bit further away. We started throwing it over the food van. You can really do some trick shots. So, yeah, huge fan of sling hole. In fact, I might even purchase one for my own entertainment at home.
Yeah, see, I thought this was cornhole.
It's cornhole. Sling hole is my second lawn game. I'm on a journey with my lawn games. There was two I want to speak about: cornhole and sling hole.
I just had to Google in the background. I was like, it sounds similar to cornhole.
I mean, they both.
Okay.
Just put a
Both
hole in
holes.
something. So
Yeah.
one you corn in the hole, and the next one you're slinging in the hole. So cornhole is your beanbags in a hole. Sling hole is another one that involves a hole, but instead you have a board that is split in half by a wooden piece of wood that has a small gap in the middle, and you have 5 pucks on each side, and you have a little bit of elastic at the bottom of your side, and you have to ping your pucks through the hole, and the winner is who can get rid of all their pucks on your side.
Yes.
It is mayhem. Amazing game. Amazing game.
I actually do know sling hole because a friend of the podcast, Edward Souls, is an expert sling hole player. We've been to some Sam, another friend of the podcast, Sam Bretnell, shout out. Would do these art events, and he'd always have sling hole in the corner, and it has become, can anyone beat Ed? So Ed just sits on a sling hole, and he's just
Ed, if you're listening, this is me calling you out. I've put in at least 4 hours of sling hole over the weekend. I feel I can beat you. So wherever you are, Ed, I will find you with my own sling hole kit, and I will beat you.
There it is. Matty Cook versus Edward Souls. That's Eadwood music. Go check him out. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Yeah.
Any other lawn games? Because I think there's an addition to the lawn game scene that we are both big fans of that I have seen at a wedding.
You're not going to say spike ball, are you?
I'm saying spike ball. I do want to be playing spike ball. Yes, 1,000% yes. So that's pretty cool.
You've seen spike ball at a wedding?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I have. I am slightly doubting it now.
I think that's a bold choice to have spike ball at a wedding, because I feel like if you just bash out a spike ball
after the wedding,
no one
we weren't in suits.
No one is bothering with the wedding if you knock out a spike ball.
Yeah, I think I might be getting memories confused. My friend Alex's wedding, there was lawn games.
I think it's a great
spike ball with them.
A post-wedding spike ball, like day after, I think would be fantastic. Like a slightly hungover game of spiky. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be getting married with grass stains on your knees, and you've torn your blazer, and you've rolled your ankle from a good game of spiking.
But I'd do it 1,000 times. I'd do it. Even if I was the groom, I'd just say, sorry, can we just quickly get over with the ceremony so I can spike?
You know, like they sometimes put on their party gown after the wedding. You just put on your spike ball kit, your sweatbands and your headband, and your team shirt. Oh, great stuff. Yeah. So you're getting into lawn games.
Yep. So that'll be me from now on. Really pursuing my lawn games career. How about you, George?
Nice.
Was you all well?
Well, also a bit tired, you know, busy few days, a lot going on.
You've been hustling.
No lawn games for me though. But I am up and down the country a fair bit. But I did go to a bizarre event of my own, which I'm sure we'll delve into bit more later on. But I went to the Falmouth Worm Charming Championships on Saturday. Sadly, just as a spectator, but
next year. Next year, come back.
Good. They don't know what's red. They don't know what's coming for them.
Well, let's dive
I'll
into
tell you more about that later. Yeah. Sporting news. Do you have anything you'd like to share? Anything on the headlines?
Well,
I guess
yes, I would like
all your lawn games.
Lawn games has officially been added to the Olympic sports list. No, but talking of the Olympics, we spoke about in the last episode, didn't we, that the UK was flirting with the idea of maybe hosting another Olympics in the 2040s. Well, it's gathering steam, guys. It's really gathering steam out there. The government has officially commissioned UK Sport to carry out an initial strategic assessment, whether we can do it. But the jostling has already started amongst your councils, your north-south divide. It's really popping off here. So I don't know if we're getting ahead of ourselves here, talking about where it should be. But we've already got the Culture Secretary, Lisa Nandy, piling in. Happens to also be the MP for Wigan. So we know what she's vouching for. She's pushing for a North of England Olympics. She says, do you want to hear what she's been saying about it?
Let's go. Let's hear it, yeah.
But while the North of England has driven so much sporting excellence, no matter the talent we produce, the sporting moments we create, and the world-class events we attract, for too long we have been told the Olympics is simply too big and too important to be hosted in the North. Not anymore. It's time the Olympics came north, and we showed that we can offer to the world. I couldn't be more pleased to announce that we're starting the firing gun on a long overdue vote of confidence in the North. So,
we the North.
Yeah, Lisa.
Exciting.
It's gathering the troops, but
imagine if they announced it like that, if that's how politicians actually spoke. What are your thoughts on the Olympic bid in the North? Well, let me tell you what I think about it. It's going to be the best.
Yeah, so there's a strong case there. But Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, is saying it would be a missed opportunity to dismiss London. He's not backing down just yet.
He wants more.
He wants more, the greedy little man.
What are your first thoughts? Olympics in the North, yes or no?
I said on the last one, I don't care. Just bring it into the UK because I will travel where needs to be gone. But yeah, I mean, I would like a North one. I think it could be split across your Manchester, Liverpool, Sheffield, Leeds. They're not that far away, and the distance to cross London is probably the same distance as, or at least the same time to get from Manchester to Leeds to something. So, and Manchester hosted Olympic football games in the London 2012 Olympics. I don't know. I think it would be nice, but obviously all this stuff would come at a cost. And Sadiq Khan's argument is obviously the infrastructure is there in London to do it again. So I can understand that as well. I did what we've said before, how much we loved London. But is it always special the second time round as much in the same city? I don't know. I probably just don't have a preference. What do you think?
Maybe something new would be a bit exciting. Stick it in the North. Give them some coverage. Give them a leg up. But yeah,
Manchester tried twice before, and
really,
and hasn't got it. He got the Commonwealth Games before. And Glasgow's had the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Birmingham's had the Commonwealth Games. Just give these other, they've shown we can do it.
I wonder if the UK can put in two bids, a northern bid and a southern bid.
Oh.
Or whether it's like I don't know. I
think submitting a bid is pricey stuff. And then you create a divide. What team you want?
Yeah.
Create all this civil war, maybe.
Maybe. Olympic whatever happens, we'll be covering it right here on Sons of Olympia. Give us a follow. That's a nice story. I've got some sporting news. Giro d'Italia is going on at the moment. This is a 3-week long cycling, one of the grand tours. One article I read said it's considered the big one after the Tour de France. Kind of a big deal. It's going on from the 8th of May to the 31st of May. And I don't keep up with the cycling too much, but this story I was very impressed with. You might have seen it. Stage 5 on the Giro d'Italia, and the Spanish rider Igor Arrieta. So this stage, mountainous. 3,800 meters of elevation gain, 203 kilometers long, and the conditions were bad. Heavy rain. They were head down going through it for a lot of the day. Challenging day in the saddle for sure. And then with 13 kilometers to go, Spanish Igor crashed. His bike just slipped out from under him, came down on a corner. Nasty. But he got back up, carried on going, and then with 2 kilometers left to go, he went the wrong side of a junction and had to turn around and go back the other way. So he basically took a wrong turn with 2 kilometers to go. Somehow gets back in contention, sprints for the finish and wins, and he crosses the line all bloodied up and battered. His second professional victory at the age of 23. So he came off, went the wrong way and still came back to win, which is crazy. Yeah.
Yes. What a beast. What was everyone else doing? Just chilling, waiting for him to get back on. Wow. Good on it. Good on him. The conditions have been atrocious in those early stages of the Giro d'Italia, actually. There's been some really nasty crashes. That wasn't the only one. Sadly, someone who didn't get up from a crash was Adam Yates, British rider Adam Yates, crashed on stage 3 and kind of took out a load of his, well, actually it was someone else in his team that took a load of them out. And he, you get the metal railings on these sort of mountain roads, bashes his head off one of the railings. He's all bloodied up. There's ear sort of pouring out. I don't know if it's his ear. It looks like it's coming out of his ear. Some of his team have been like so badly hurt they can't carry on, but they get Adam Yates back on his bike, finishes the stage. Somehow he looks awful, by the way. They don't even give him a new helmet. His helmet is all cracked and bashed up, which is terrible.
That's well bad.
It is well bad. And then he couldn't carry on the next day because they realised, you're concussed. So he had ridden all that way. So I think there's a call now for, are they doing concussion protocols right in cycling? Because there is no rule to be able to protect your time if you're checked for concussion in cycling. There's no time to be like, a rider, why would they want to stop and get tested? Because the time that they're losing in the race. So they sort of hurried him back on. I think they do a little check maybe, but obviously not thorough enough. So if he'd have crashed again, I mean, they didn't even give him a new helmet.
That is,
if you crack your helmet, it's no good.
It's useless, right? They always say you need a new helmet. That's bad.
Yeah.
What team does he?
UAE team Emirates. And we talked about what are the hardest sports in a previous episode, and we said cycling was up there. And these guys are hard as nails. When you see the footballers rolling around, and then you see these riders getting absolutely bashed around at top speed in these crashes and getting back on their bike, riding with concussion, broken bones, all sorts. These are hard men, and the conditions have been cold. Some of these riders have not been able to put layers on by themselves. They've had to stop, and staff get out of cars to help put a layer on because they can't use their fingers and arms. So, cemented as a hard sport.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great additions to that news story there, man. Well done. Speaking of hard, folks, there was Netflix had their first ever mixed martial arts event this past weekend. So they've got the MMA, so people beating each other up on Netflix live. And the main event of this was Ronda Rousey, who's like a big name. She was like one of the first UFC women, I think, or who like brought it into the masses. And she's now 39 years old, and she was having a fight with Gina Carano, again another famous UFC mixed martial artist who's 44. They had a fight, and it ended in just 17 seconds with Ronda Rousey getting her in an armbar and submitting her. And I did watch that, and I was a bit like, are these women who are like, it's probably their last fight each for both of them, right? Big payday for Netflix. I'll get it over in 17 seconds. She gets her in a grap and she taps almost like straight away. I was a bit like, I don't know what I want to. It looked like maybe a bit of a money grab there.
Cost per second.
Let us know
Fee
in
per
the comments.
second. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, also, these women hadn't fought for a long time. Like they were big dogs in their heyday, but they're coming.
Yeah.
Like what was her name?
Carano
hadn't fought for quite a few years. So kind of like, why would they want to beat each other up? You're 39, you're 41. They're probably thinking, let's not, cut our faces up here. I'll arm lock you. And we'll have a bit. And they all hug after.
Yeah.
Grab your arm, tap, tap, tap. Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Quick shower. See you later.
Nice payday.
Yeah. I'll see you in the pub.
It did get very violent, though. There was Francis Ngannou. He was also in it. And Nate Diaz. So some other big names in the UFC world now fighting for this company called MVP, which is Most Valuable Promotions, owned by Jake Paul. So Jake Paul and Netflix in bed together with this one. And Netflix, who are the people who said once that they're not interested in sport at all. And now they are doing these big live spectacle sort of one-off things. We spoke about some before, haven't we? Like they climbed up a skyscraper. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, now mixed martial arts. What's going on over at Netflix?
Yeah.
And then one final sports stories. I just want to hit you with this because the NBA playoffs are heating up because it's down to the Cleveland Cavaliers and New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference. And then in the West, the defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, with their back-to-back MVP, Gilgeous Alexander, is now playing the San Antonio Spurs, who have the first ever unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. 7'4", maybe taller, 22-year-old French phenomenon, Victor Wembanyama. So if you want to see some all-time great basketball, you got to be watching the Western Conference Finals at the moment with the Thunder and Spurs. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Spurs 1-0 up, taking game one on the road against the Thunder.
Well, Wembanyama is, a defensive beast, but damn, he's good in the offense as well. He's a freak of nature. He's sinking threes from the logo. He's dunking like no man's business. He can do it all. Handles like Steph Curry. Damn, this boy can do everything.
He moves so well for someone who's like 7 foot.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So you're going to see some great stuff there. That's exciting. And I really want the Spurs to win. That would be class. So watch that basketball, folks. Okay, let's get into today's topic. Sporting events.
Sporting events, your mass participation events. Why are we talking about this?
They're popular these days.
Because we've done our running events, our most recent running events, half marathons. We're thinking, what's next? Is running too mainstream? And then it got us thinking about past events we've been involved in. And then we did a little deep dive in it. I think it's worth an episode because there are a lot of amazing events out there.
Yeah.
And maybe we kick off with one that sort of triggered this whole episode discussion. Shall I give a bit of a background into this, George? So the event we're talking about, man versus horse. What year did we do man versus horse? I reckon it was 2016 or something.
I think maybe 15
20.
or 15 or 16.
Wow. Okay.
15, 16.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Man.
And we're still talking
going,
about it.
And it's happening in June this year. It's an annual event. Man versus horse, you might think, what the hell is that? Well, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's a load of, it should be people versus horse, I guess, because it's not just it's not just a man event. But it all began, it's very, very novel event because it began in June 1980 in a pub in Wales, in the smallest town actually in Wales. George, help me out here. How are we going to pronounce it? I know you've been rehearsing.
I've been trying to look it up. Clenordid Wells. Let me know in the comments how bad that was. In like central Wales, isn't it? A very small town.
Yes,
in the middle of Wales.
Tiny. I think there maybe is a pub. A bakery, a pub that is also a hotel.
Houses.
Yeah. So it's really small there. The event happened. Its origins were from a discussion in the local pub, the Neward Arms, where some men were talking about, who would win in a sort of a mountainous race, a man or horses over a set route in the Welsh valleys, who would win, and these men could not agree. The landlord, Gordon Green, was overhearing these two men discuss their relative arguments and thought, well, let's put that to the test, shall we? And so man versus horse was born. So now you can enter it yourself. You can enter as a rider of a horse, or you can enter as a runner. And the whole thing is the runners set off, I think it's 15 minutes. And then the horses start after you. So all the runners get 15-minute head start. And the course is long. It's not quite a marathon, but it's more or less like 22 miles or something like that.
24 according to the website that I saw. But I do think it changes in slightly each year, because I'm pretty sure when we went into it, in my head, I was thinking it was like 22 or something. Because then I remember going to one of the stewards and was like, how much further? Like, where's the finish line? She was about 5K more to... And I remember I was at my lowest of lows.
Yes.
And I mean, we'll talk about our experience later, but 24 miles.
Yeah.
700 runners, 60 horses.
Yes. And what's good about this is that the odds are usually in the horse's favour. There are certain conditions where the odds would shift towards runners. For example, if it's really hot, then horses struggle a bit with heat regulation and are forced to actually have I think maybe another vet check or something like that. So if it's really hot, then yeah, you might have your chances. But there's a rolling prize fund, so there's £500 each year, and if you so for the first time that it was won by a runner, the jackpot was actually £25,000 by Hugh Lobb in 2004.
Hugh Lobb.
Yeah. I think only 4 or 5 people have beat the horse.
Wow.
Someone did win last year, so I think there's only £500 this year to be won, which is a bit rubbish. But yeah, 25 grand for that first year.
That's impressive. Yeah. I mean, we've taken part in this event. But what I didn't realise since researching this, because there's apparently also another man versus horse event now taking place in Somerset.
Oh, is there?
And and someone who founded that one said that it's entirely possible over a long enough distance for a human being to catch up with a horse. And I was like, oh, catch up, of course, because like they'll beat you, like they're really fast. But I guess over a long enough distance, they're tired and like won't be able to just like keep running for like that period of time. So you might catch them up.
I suppose, yeah. But like, isn't that sort of relevant for everything? I mean, the horse doesn't even know it's in a race.
For sure.
Eventually it will stop. But
in my head, it's just like the men go and then eventually the horse overtakes them, you've lost. But there might be some back and forth.
And there is a vet stop, I think, they have to do a vet check halfway around or something like that, because I remember the first horse is overtaking us really quickly and it's quite a narrow path and you can hear the riders shouting like horses to your left or something, and you can just and they bomb past you, and that was really early doors that they went past. But I remember overtaking some at the vet check and there was some there, and also there was some little stumpy Shetland horse, like little small ones up the big hills, rider off back, pulling horse up the...
That we beat those ones.
So people are like, what? You actually beat some horses? Like, yes, we did. Not the thoroughbreds, not the really quick ones. The little short stumpy ones.
We did beat some stumpy ones. And it was also one of the wettest days, wasn't it?
It was so wet.
So miserable. Just rained all day. I remember I rolled each ankle like 3 times. I was in the pits. This warden, when she was like, there's 5k left, I was always like shouting at her, you what? I
cried at the end as well.
And it was just tipping it down so much, wasn't it, at the end?
Yeah, you couldn't even see
hanging around or whatever.
No. And there was just a few sandwiches. I think some sampled peanut butter.
I had to go back and like put the tent down, I think, or something. Miserable.
But I would definitely do it again.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? It's certainly fun.
Yes, and we've done some other odd running events, haven't we?
The other one that we've done is called the Continental Thunder Run, the Conti TR, and this is a 24-hour relay race. Basically, I don't even know where this took place because it's not even happening anymore. In the Midlands somewhere. Let's go for Midlands. 24 hours. 10k laps. How many laps can you do in 24 hours? But you can do this as a solo, as a pair, or in relay teams of between 3 to 6 people. So I think we did it in a team of 4.
No, 5. We had a team of five strapping lads.
Yeah.
And these events still exist now. I think they are doing pretty well. There's quite a few around the country. So it's a shame that the one we did didn't make it, but they are really fun. As a team, you could do it solo, which I think would be miserable. I'm not built like that.
I did have a spot to do the solo Conti Thunder Run in 2019, I think. And then I did my knee, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But that would have been good.
Yeah, and it's amazing because you do laps and you're camped within the circuit. So you go past you go running through the campsite, don't you? And you can create a little festival vibe. So you know you're going to get a bit of a cheer squad going around. And I remember there was a band playing Beyonce running in the woods in the middle of the night and feeling so alive. Just feeling like, this is why we do it. This is it, boys.
For Beyonce.
Yeah, fantastic.
It was fun though. I think we all did about 5 or 6 laps, I think, isn't it? Which is pretty impressive.
So, which I didn't think until we just pre-recording chat that is over a marathon. I never thought I'd actually done a marathon before, but turns out that would class as a marathon, a really slow marathon. Yeah. I've done the distance. But you can have little breaks of snoozes, couldn't you? Because you'd get like...
Yeah, we did.
We'd have a few little snoozes.
I think it could be, again, this would be tough to do it as a pair because you rarely actually would have that much time together. Do you know what I mean?
You get like an hour?
Over. Yeah, and then you have an hour to sit still or keep moving or something.
And it's tough. And you stiffen up. Your niggles come. You're not getting the sleep. It was our first sort of a little taste of how to exercise during sleep deprivation. I remember sleeping for a very, very long time after it.
That's our adventures so far into this realm. But clearly we haven't done one together for many years. So this podcast could be a bit of a research into what we want to do in the future, perhaps.
I would say, yes, definitely. And I think tastes have changed since those days because that was 10 years ago, like we were saying. And there's few mainstream sports that have taken off in that time, different types, and some that have disappeared, actually. I'll quickly run through these and see if you'd be up for any of these, George, in the future. Right, as people know, I'm based in Sheffield. Fell running is a big thing round here. Also further north and in the Lake District, some of the big ones. Fell running is very UK specific. The fells, the hills, these aren't mountains. And this is trail running, but not like, this is extreme trail running. These guys are running up very, very steep hills and absolutely sending it down really rocky terrain. Some of these are really long races, some of them are short, but they're short, sharp, and these guys are falling over. The culture around fell running is very grassroots. If you win, you get like a cake or a beer. So I'd like to, and they usually held by volunteers, and you get like a pie at the end or something. I think this is very very sort of just nice events, but rock hard, really hard elevation. So I'd like to try fell running. Would you be up for a fell running event, George?
Maybe. The thing I would struggle with this, right? We spoke about our knee issues before. I wouldn't worry about that too much, but my ankles, as I mentioned, I've rolled them many times. This would be on my mind a lot. And I think I roll them easily. I roll them often. And that this would be a scenario where I'd roll them.
I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, they basically fall downhill. The really fast runners, they take the brakes off, switch their mind off and just send it. It's actually what the Brownlees became so good at. They did fell running in Yorkshire, and that's how they built their massive VO2 aerobic engines. So I would be up to try one, I think.
Yes, I mean it would, and again with one of those things, it would have to be something where I'm just not thinking about the pace too much and just trying to do it. And I'd have to just have focus on every single step, both up and down. It'd be exhausting.
It would be exhausting. Okay, well, here's another one then, going from the unglamorous to the very, very glamorous these days. Hyrox. Do you know what Hyrox is short for?
I found this out recently.
Hybrid Rockstar.
How lame is that? How did something become so popular when it's hybrid Rockstar?
Who knows? So for those who don't know what it does, for anyone who doesn't know what Hyrox is a fairly new type of event, sport, and it's called hybrid, I guess, because it's built around 8 different stations, kind of like circuit training. So you have 8 different stations. These are the ski erg, which is a machine that sort of mimics cross-country skiing. You have a sled push, which is pushing a sled, weighted sled pull, pulling a weighted sled, burpee broad jumps, row, 1,000-meter row, a farmer's carry, so a sack, or no, two kettlebells, carry those, sandbag lunges, lunge with a sandbag on you, and then wall balls, throwing a medicine ball into the air, all different distances, reps, and between each one you run a kilometer. So hybrid is that, you've got to be a bit of jack of all trades. Exactly. And these have taken off in a massive way in the last few years. 1.5 million people have taken part in a Hyrox now in 30 different countries. They are very glamorous. The branding around them is, they're held in big expos. You get your beautiful event photography, men usually with tops off, going across the finish line. It's the branding, it feels a bit posy to me.
Yes, it's not one that I'm particularly interested in getting involved with. Probably wouldn't be very good at it. But it's interesting, like you said, the branding. It's like, feels, even though it's like, I presume it's similar stuff to CrossFit, but it feels very different in like, CrossFit seems like functional and the stuff where Hyrox is very much, like you said, tops off, look good.
I mean, there's been a decline in CrossFit. CrossFit was very popular, had an explosion maybe 10 years ago as well. There was a time where CrossFit gyms were all over the place. There were CrossFit events, and that has been in a 30% decline in 2025. And that is because Hyrox is stealing those people who are now adding a bit of endurance with the running into it. And Hyrox actually has lofty ambitions to be an Olympic sport in Brisbane 2032. So there's a few things it needs to do before it gets there. We've talked about what you need to do to become an Olympic sport. You need to have all anti-doping testing. You need to be in men competing in 75 countries, women to be competing 40. So they're still a way off that. But for me, it doesn't sit right as an Olympic sport. We have the heptathlon, we have the decathlon. That's your hybrid rock star of the Olympics.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, it's a good way to get fit. You're doing some lifting. It's good for your body.
For sure.
It's just, it feels like a bit of a, I don't know.
It's the tops off thing for me. It's like they all seem to have their tops off. Is that encouraged? Do you have to have your tops off? And I also saw a video once where some guy had like some sort of time penalty because he cleared his nose. He went like cleared his boogers out, and I was like, oh, what's? I was like, that's funny. I guess it's because it's indoors and it's kind of gross. But
yeah.
That sort of case, like, hey, you can't be doing anything gross. You got to look sexy. Take your top off.
That's true, yeah.
Put them boogers back up there. Intense.
Yeah, and buy your beautiful photo for Instagram for £500. Yeah.
Interesting. Any others? Any popular ones?
Tough Mudder. Remember Tough Mudders?
Tough Mudders, of course.
Obstacle racing was a big thing. Tough Mudders are still going, but I remember when everyone was doing Tough Mudders. Everyone loved to drag themselves through mud and through electric wires, pretending they were in the military. Turns out people aren't bothered now.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Was there electric wires?
Yeah, you go under ice.
Really?
You go under like little water things with ice. Then you come up and you'd have to SAS, like scramble underneath the.
Wow. Have you done them? Have you done one?
No. I'd just
This
join
is
the
all
army if I was
rumour.
into that.
It's funny now. I guess now there's something that's like Tough Mudder was seen as like fun, wasn't it? And get silly, kind of. It was like enjoyable, but also hard. They'd be like in the mud.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess now Hyrox is like, no. Do you know what I mean?
I bet Hyrox has taken some of the Tough Mudders out there.
Of course.
I did some deep research here. Peak Mud, as they were calling it, which was peak Tough Mudder era, was 2013. But these events are still expensive. You can still enter a Tough Mudder, 140 quid to enter a Tough Mudder.
No.
Yeah. And you still have to spend, if you want to spectate, you need a spectator ticket, £18. They're not helping themselves. They're not helping themselves.
They're not helping themselves.
No.
I guess you do have to pay for all the obstacles. Someone's got to put all that ice out. Someone's going to have to plug in that electric fence. But
It's probably a lot of
that'll
insurance.
That'll
probably,
be why. Yeah.
There we
All
go.
right.
So there's some of your mainstream ones. They've
mainstream
come and gone.
ones. Yeah. Well, I've tried to now track down some dream mass
yes.
participation events. These, I think, are some of the toughest that I could find. They are all running, so we're going to stick with the running theme. One that let me find my notes. So this one I think is cool because it's now local to me. The Arc of Attrition, a point-to-point coastal race along the southwest coast path, the UK's longest national trail. A distance you can do 12 miles, 25 miles, 50 miles, but the big one, 100 miles along the Cornish coast from Coverack through to Porthtowan, 5,300 metres of elevation. And what makes this one so tough is that it goes on from the 22nd to the 25th of January. So it's winter out there. It is blowy. It's going to be cold and wet and dark for a long part of the race. Brutal.
The name now makes sense.
Yeah. And what's tough about this one, they ain't messing around. 36-hour time limit. So if you can't do it in that day and a half, a horrible weekend in January, this race ain't for you.
Gosh, yeah, you know what it's like on that coast path. You choose the wrong day to be on there, you are getting battered, and there's, I guess, not much respite, is there, on that coastal path?
No,
yeah,
those southwesterly winds right in the face, that winter rain flashing into your eyes.
Are you tempted?
No,
I think 100 miles is too much for me.
Is crazy, but I mean there is a 50. Which they also say is still really difficult. But I think when there's such a big thing going on, 100 miles, I mean, these absolute animals, I've got some of the names here, Hugh Tibbs did it in 19 hours, 10 minutes, or the first female, and Sophie Polistad from Norway, 22 hours, doing these crazy things. I think if you were doing any of the other distances, you'd be a bit like, I would be embarrassed. No, I'm just doing the 12 miles, just doing the half marathon. People are like, all right.
No, there can't be that many doing 100 miles. I'm not sure I'd do 50 miles in 36 hours. Maybe. Tough. I don't know. Yeah. But I'd be up for it. I think.
Yeah. It would certainly be something. I think this one is potentially harder. Maybe. This is the Montaigne Lakeland 100. So you spoke of fell running earlier. The website says Lakeland 100 is the ultra tour of the Lake District. It's the most spectacular long-distance trail race which has ever taken place within the UK. 6,300 metres of elevation, so over 1,000 more metres of elevation than the Arc of Attrition in Cornwall. And it's continuous loop, so they're saying you won't have to stop or sleep if you don't want to. The winner will probably do it in about 19 hours, and you've got 40 hours to complete it. So still not mucking around. And what I think is tough on that one, it does take place in the summer. I think, July 25th is where it's taking place this year. So we can look forward to that. Starts at 6 p.m. on the Friday. So you're almost in the dark quite quick, which I think would be tough as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. These are tough ones. I'm not sure. I think the elevation would do me. That amount of elevation is wild. I see your Lake District ultra high elevation, and I raise you the tunnel. The tunnel is a 200-mile ultra. Yes, 200 miles in one single spot. You will race in a tunnel the whole time, back and forth through the longest foot tunnel in the UK, the Coombe Down Tunnel, which is in Bath, Somerset. You just run through this tunnel till you've hit 200 miles. From 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. it's just pitch black in there. Through the other times there's just very low light. You have a 55-hour window to do it. If you've not reached 100 miles by 27 and a half hours, you're cut out. But you might think, okay, that's pretty crazy going through a tunnel. Surely they can't make it harder. Yes, they do. There's very strict rules around it. There is no shelter or rest areas. I mean, the whole tunnel is shelter, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Checkpoint has water and cake only. Bring your own gels, your own drinking mug, container. They won't even give you cups or anything like that. There is no parking directly at the start. No toilets.
What?
No toilets at the start. No refunds, no deferrals. The tunnel is open to the public, and this is so there'll be bikers going through there at the same time. And this is a big one. No headphones, no sticks, no outside support. You are on your own. They want to completely block off all other sensory stimulation. All for the small price of £269.
What's it going for? What's it going on? if they can't even close the tunnel, they're not even going to give me any gels. Where's my money going on?
And it's sponsored by Cheer Charge, so they're probably getting free Cheer Charge bars. I think are a bar.
I don't really know.
Wild.
Not for me.
No.
Some of them are just like, come on, what is this now? Just like torture yourself to, I don't know. It's like you get it pretty extreme.
Yeah, you've got some issues doing that. I think. What are you looking for?
Yeah, and the GPS won't work. Your Strava will be all off.
You're not going to find what you need in the tunnel. Sorry. You're going to come out with more demons.
Yeah, that's such a thing. Like, I don't know, some dads or something. I'm training for the tunnel. Turn all the lights off. I'm going to run on this treadmill. But you got to cook dinner. The kids have got to have a bath. I'm training for the tunnel.
Can't hear you.
I've got one. This is probably it's still brutal, but I think we could maybe do this one more than the tunnel. So these are backyard ultramarathons. Have you seen these? You heard of these? Backyard ultras. So these are basically, there is no finish line. There's just a small loop. The one I'm going to talk to you about is called Suffolk Backyard Ultra. And I think this is one of the most competitive ones in the UK. And in Suffolk, you have a 4.167 mile lap that you have to run once every hour on the hour until only one runner remains.
That's funny.
So if you don't cross that finish line before the bell rings on the hour, you're out.
And it'll just keep going.
It will just keep going.
It's a
so they can go on for
standing.
days and days and days. Yeah. And I think that would be obviously because you can go and you can do 4 miles in an hour. You could do 1 lap. So you could probably do 2. But at some point you would drop out. And it'd be interesting to see like
how many hours do you think you could last? How many laps at 4 miles? Did you say 4 miles an hour? 4.5?
Yeah. 4.1 miles.
4.1 miles. I think I'm getting to maybe 10 double digits, maybe.
Yeah.
12.
It's just hard. What's the tactic? Do you do it fairly fast and then try and have a rest at the end? Or do you just try and do it super slow and then you're just back in time, 59 minutes, you cross the line?
I think you try and get some rest early doors and then you'd just be hanging on. You'd just be constantly just edging through when you...
Because that's a different kind of battle, isn't it? Like...
That is.
Imagine it, like as the people get less and less, you start at the start line with like the same guys and you're like, oh, you're still in. It'd be fun.
Also psychotic in a lot of ways as well. What is with these ultras, man? I'm just a fun run. Yes. Anyway, so that's your mental running events, I would say.
Mental.
But there's a lot of events that don't necessarily involve running that I think would be fun to take part in. Have you got any here, George? Or I can kick off. I don't mind.
You kick off.
Right. I'd love to try the Highland Games. Right.
Can anyone enter? Do you have to be Scottish? Just to be from
You
the
don't
Highlands?
have to be Scottish. You can enter through a governing body, or some of them have individual event entries, but you must wear a kilt, so you have to pretend to be Scottish. The Highland Games includes a few different types of events. Your caber tossing a massive log, hammer throw, stone putt, which is a shot put, more or less, a weight over bar, just lobbing a weight, a chef toss, lobbing a bale of straw over a bar as high as you can, track and field and tug of war, So I think there's a nice something for everyone in there. I don't think I'm built for probably any of these. I think you look at a Highland Games competitor and they're usually quite stocky, hairy, large men. I think you're more a Highland Games athlete. Come on, you are.
I'll take it as a compliment.
You got that bug chest. You don't think you could do any?
No, not really. I can't throw a giant tree trunk in the air.
I've seen some of those though, and sometimes you're like, go on, really? And it's just,
yeah,
you're just tipping it over. But I think it would be hilarious to try some of these.
Well, I've actually seen the Highland Games, but not in bonny Scotland. I was in New Zealand for New Year 2024, New Year's Eve 2024, and it was taking place in a little town called Waipu, which apparently has a Waipu
because I have to.
And it's like this tiny little town in the North Island of New Zealand that apparently did get settled by some Highlanders back in the day, and they just have this like rich Scottish culture, so they're all there in their kilts doing the Highland Games.
Oh, that's cool.
It was pretty funny.
The original hybrid rock stars.
Yeah, sure.
Drinking their iron brew and eating their haggis, tossing logs and stones.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So that's like one of your bizarre. Are you going to class that as a?
Well, I'm not saying it's bizarre. Hey, this is
What?
not bizarre. This is deeply entrenched in Scottish culture. I would say it's. I would say it's not commonly thought of as a.
No.
But I think it's something that maybe I would. I'd probably be too scared to sign up, to be honest. I'd probably feel very, what's it called, just demasculated on turning up.
I think this one might be more suited for you, Matt. This is the bizarre. This is bog snorkelling.
Yep. Slender man snorkeling down narrow bog.
But this is where participants compete 2 lengths of a water-filled peat trench in the shortest time. They must be wearing a snorkel, mask, and flippers. And your conventional swimming strokes like front crawl and breaststroke are strictly prohibited. It's flipper power and doggy paddle only.
No way.
And they have these
Michael
bog
Phelps
snorkeling.
would be screwed, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think they do it in fancy dress, and it's all a bit bizarre and wonderful. Bog snorkeling.
Yep.
You game?
I'm game because it's actually run by this. Well, there is a bog snorkeling event run by the same people who do man vs horse. So I think, and they also do a stone skimming event, which I think I'd actually be really. I just love stone skimming. It's part of another element of my life that I'd like to get into more. I should live closer to a body of water to be skimming stones. But your lawn games, my ideal place to live is a nice lawn next to a body of water with excellent skimming stones. Maybe a man-made bog, peat bog nearby.
I want a 2-bedroom house near a bog and a lawn and
an
a body
acre
of
of
water
land
with nice flat stones.
And a moat. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah. And of course, what we mentioned earlier, I was at a bizarre sporting. I think we would class it as a sporting event on the weekend, which was the Falmouth Worm Charming Championships. Which is
you're gonna have to provide
hilarious.
more detail.
Yeah. So worm charming. You have a plot of land, yay by yay big.
What's yay by yay to people listening?
Couple meters. Imagine a length, say a square, 3 by 3 meter square. Say could be 2 meters, could be 3. Little plot of land, and you've got to encourage as many worms as possible to the surface within half an hour. And I will just read out the rules from their website because they are good. Okay, they are the rules of worm charming. Each team is to operate in a 3 by 3 meter plot. There we go. Teams of up to 4 people per plot. Each team has to bring their own tools for charming. The duration is 30 minutes. Worms may not be dug from the ground. Vibrations only to be used. No mechanical vibrators. All vibrations must be made by hand. Nothing toxic is allowed to be used, and anyone using a liquid must first take a gulp of the liquid in front of the official judge called the Worm Master before using it in the competition. Any form of music may be used to charm the worms out of the earth. Worms to be handled carefully. Incomplete worms won't be counted by the judge. Each competitor may only collect worms from their own plot. The competitor who charms the most worms is the winner, but there's also longest worm and most inventive technique. And after the charms words are gathered, they're released after the birds have gone to roost on the evening after the event. Whew. And it's a lot of fun. People are going crazy. They're in costumes. They've got didgeridoos. They've got bongos. They've got sticks in the ground, and people are like grating the stick, like metal pots stuck in the ground, and they're banging the pots, tapping their feet on the ground, spraying water.
And is it
in
working?
Fancy dress, singing song. Well, the winning team this year got 41 worms. 41 worms in half an hour.
What were their methods?
I don't know. I just didn't see. I just saw the picture of the winning team. Like they didn't really announce it to the whole crowd.
I love the rule of you have to show you can chug your liquid. So just so you're not using white spirit or something. That's so funny. Well, Master,
so much fun.
Bob over here, mate. I need to chug my beer in front of you.
Honestly, though, it looked a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think if you had like small kids as well, they'd just go crazy for it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was.
Was there a lot of people watching?
There were people watching, yeah, and a lot of people taking part.
Yeah,
I think there was like 50 plots or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
it feels like similar vibe to your cheese rolling. Your Gloucester, was it Gloucester cheese rolling? Which is another cultural phenomenon.
It's called the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake. So the wake is like the festival afterwards, the party afterwards, which all revolves around chasing this cheese down the hill.
It's become very big, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Spring bank holiday, so the last Monday in May. So it's happening soon. And it is, it's been featured on Netflix shows now. It's like known around the world as the cheese rolling, and people come from far and wide to watch them take part.
Not just to watch, also to take part. YouTubers have done it, haven't they? Throwing themselves with their selfie sticks. And it's what I find really funny is like the local rugby team are at the bottom to like stop people when they flying down at like terminal velocity just to slam them to the ground.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy because people fly, don't they?
Yeah.
There's clips of people actually like zooming through the air, like cartwheeling out of control.
And bouncing.
Yeah. I found a funny story from the cheese rolling, which was a Canadian competitor, Delaney Irving, who actually won the ladies' race in 2023, despite finishing unconscious, and only learned of her victory in the medical enclosure.
You won. Oh,
yeah.
Was it worth it? Yeah. Wow.
Normally it's the other way around, isn't it? It's like, did I win? It's like, no. Crashed out immediately.
And you win the cheese, right? You win the wheel of cheese.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure respect for days.
Yeah, I don't think this is one for us, to be honest. I think goodbye ACLs, goodbye ankles, goodbye bones, concussions.
Yeah.
You name it.
Humiliation as well. Do you know what I mean? That'll be streamed on a million YouTube channels.
And it's probably one of those things that if you commit to it and turn complete ragdoll, you're probably going to be okay. But if you with some hesitation, you probably fall in. You just need to completely lob yourself off the side of the cliff.
Yeah, I've actually walked past the hill before. Actually, it's on the Cotswolds Way.
Oh, is it?
Like,
yeah,
you see the hill. Yeah. Well, right. To finish this up, I think we should be like, which event would we do? Let's say we have to do one crazy one that like endurance, one silly, and then maybe just one achievable event that like normal. Could be a Tough Mudder, could be a half marathon, could be Hyrox.
You go first then. You go first.
All right. I think it would be quite fun to do some sort of relay endurance thing with you. It would be great content for the show.
Yes. Yeah.
And also you can drop out at any point. You're not going to be like stuck up the Lake District peak or something. So I think something like that could be good. The worm charming is so much fun. I would just love to be involved.
Yeah, I think you're the type that would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then a realistic one. I know we spoke about it before. I would love to just do the marathon distance again. Nice flat course. Get PB.
Yep. Yeah, nice. I'm up for doing the relay with you. I think if we can pick a good one. I love camping in general. I love camping vibes on a summer night. Get a little fire going, a couple of marshes. I can imagine, doing a 10k loop and coming back and having a few schmores. So yes, sign me up for your next relay event. The crazy one I'm doing. Not massively turned on by the bog snorkeling, but I think I would. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I, as I said, I couldn't turn up to Highland Games. I'd just be too embarrassed. So I think I'm thinking bog snorkeling. And then what was the other one?
Just an achievable
one.
Next event you'd like to.
Oh my gosh! I mean, man vs horse is achievable. We've done it. I would like to do it again, I think. So, I would recommend it to a lot of people. It is popular now. It sells out. If not, I'd find some like lawn games tournament, a cornhole or sling hole.
Whatever you want to call it.
Head souls, come at me, big boy.
All right.
So,
well,
there you go.
I think that ties us up nicely. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Question and answers next week. If we don't get many in, Matt, maybe I'll ask you some, you ask me some, and I'm sure we'll get some in.
Yeah.
We'll poke the fam chat. And if you're listening, send us your questions.
Yes, please. Yeah. Right. Lovely to chat, George.
Yeah. Nice one, Matt. See you next week.
See you
Thanks,
now.
everybody.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.